Now when you do Tunisian work, up here at the top, after you've finished the last row, you'll see that there is a lot of space up here. For this reason, you'll need a binding off row. See how there's all this open? The rest of it is not open like that. It's just this last row, and you need a binding off row in order to close that up. The normal, typical binding off is to insert your hook like you would for a slip stitch, yarn over, pull the loop through, and also pull it through the loop on the hook. So you're just doing a slip stitch here. So insert your hook, pull up a loop. This is just a slip stitch. If you're familiar with regular crochet, this is just a slip stitch here. Pull through and pull through. Insert, pull through and pull through. Now, a pattern could indicate for you to work in stitch pattern. And what that means is if you're working all over in simple stitch and it says to bind off in slip stitch or in stitch pattern, then that's what you would do. You can experiment with different bind offs to see which one you prefer. For the last one, I would again go in under the 2 bars, yarn over, pull a loop through. Now I could cut off my yarn and pull it through this loop and it would be finished, and I can weave in my ends. But you see that openness up here at the top is now completely filled in. So let's go ahead and try a different bind off. This is actually my favorite bind off, and it's the modified slip stitch. And if simple stitch, the modified simple stitch, I'm sorry. And if you'll look, I have another video for a modified simple stitch. But what it is under the front vertical bar and under the top, yarn over and pull through all the way. This to me makes a really nice bind off. The bind off is at the top instead of sort of in the front. And you'll just do the modified simple stitch here all the way across until you get to the last stitch, and it just makes it a little more at the top. Now if you wanted, you could also use different stitches. You don't have to stick with a slip stitch. You can do a single crochet, for instance. Chain 1, and you can single crochet here. I'm inserting as for knit here. Yarn over, pull through 2. It's a single crochet. You can use any stitch. So if you are wanting to work around your project with a single crochet, once you get finished, make a trim of single crochet. You don't have to bind off and then start your single crochet. You could actually start your single crochet right here in the bind off. That was with insertion of knit stitch. Now let's try a single crochet insertion as simple stitch. And you could use any stitch, a double crochet, treble crochet, whatever you like to complete the bind off. And that's what this looks like. You could even do a fancy stitch pattern. Let's say I wanted to do something like double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, maybe a shell. Maybe I'm doing a shell bind off. Anything at all you want to do as a bind off can be used. Typically it's a slip stitch, but you can actually do any of the stitches there as a bind off, whatever suits you.